Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed our How to Teach YNAB series on the blog and on the channel. If you missed that, I will have links in the description box. And in this video, I wanted to go over a small yet powerful concept that really helped to shift my money mindset. And it's a tool that you can use in your own budget today. So if you've watched some of my videos, you know that I love paper planners. And in a lot that I've used, they include a page or two in the beginning for you to list out your goals. So come late December, I love to sit down with a brand new planner and dream about what I want to accomplish the next year. Under my home category for years, my #1 goal was to replace the flooring. Our carpet was so rough, and I knew that if we could replace it, it would make a huge impact. So in the planner went the goal, and with my first paycheck in January, I would send some money from checking over to savings. But throughout the year, life happens. We went out to eat a little bit too much, the checking account balance got low, I got nervous, and I moved money back from savings into checking. We had to replace the trim on our house, that wiped out savings, and I forgot to save for personal property tax and had to raid the savings account again. So this cycle went on for years and years. I never gained any real traction, and I was always raiding that savings account. And it wasn't until July 1st of 2018 that I created my first budget using the YNAB method. YNAB teaches that we budget our savings. This was a new concept to me. When I had tried budgeting in the past, I used whatever generic template came with the app or the program. This was the first time I was making things personal. So instead of having that big lump savings account, I started saving for my emergency fund, for an upcoming vacation, and for the flooring. And just that simple thing of naming my savings, it made that flooring goal feel real, and I got motivated. And suddenly, when I knew I was pulling money out of the flooring category to fund things like dining out, takeout became a little less tempting. So I started that first budget on July 1st, and by November of the same year, the old carpet was being pulled up and the new floors were going down. And that seems like a dumb example, but to me, it meant everything. For years, for a decade, I had told myself I was a person who is bad at money, but I had proved to myself I could set a goal and I could save for it. So that really made a huge impact in how I thought about myself and how I could handle money. Now that I know that there is power in naming our financial goals in our budget, could we take it a step further? Sherry, one of our wise YNAB teachers, had the idea to get really creative with different aspects of our budget, and I'm going to share 3 of those today. First, let's talk about debt. Back in January in our debt boot camp, one budgeter decided to rename all of her debt categories with the names of her most hated bad guys. So her focus debt became Voldemort, and she equated every dollar she budgeted to that category as an attack on him that was weakening his strength. She took the feeling of hostility and powerlessness that surrounds debt and instead channeled that into becoming the hero who takes down the bad guy. You can do this too. Name your debts, have some fun with it. Think about enemies you'd like to take down: Joffrey, Ramsay Bolton, Nickelback. I actually don't have feelings for or against Nickelback. Mine would probably be Ganon, who I have yet to defeat after 150 plus hours playing Breath of the Wild, but I will get to it one day. Another way we can use these creative category names is building a new habit. A lot of new budgeters have a hard time saving for true expenses. A true expense is a larger, less frequent expense. Things like personal property tax that I have a history of forgetting, Christmas, braces, home maintenance, car maintenance. Car maintenance isn't a lot of fun to save for, especially if you're working against your old spending habits. But what if we did a mental shift, and instead of calling them true expenses, we referred to them as future debt prevention, because that's exactly what it is. If today you were thinking ahead and setting aside money for car maintenance, when the time inevitably comes that you will have to purchase new tires, you're saving yourself from having to reach for a credit card, and you're able to buy it in cash. You can reinforce your money habits each time you look at your budget. If home maintenance instead becomes a warm, safe place for my family, would that make things easier to put more money into that category instead of dining out? Your emergency fund becomes peace of mind or saving for a rainy day, and car maintenance can become always getting the kids to their activities on time. We can flip things around and use this same concept to break a bad habit. I was talking with our writer Rachel, and she reminded me of a story we told a while back about Melissa, who quit smoking after 20 years using her budget. So you take the bad habit category and rename it something like that terrible thing I want to quit, or my Achilles heel. When Melissa saw how much she was putting towards cigarettes each month instead of things that she really cared about, that's when things clicked for her. So if you'd like to read her story and see her playbook, I'll put that link in the description box. By making things personal in our budgets, we can change our money mindset. We can become more determined to pay off debt. We can stop like I was doing, always reaching into my savings account for unimportant things, and instead start saving for things that really matter. Let your budget be the place where you lay out a plan for the life you're trying to create. That's the most effective budget, is one that's aligned with your priorities. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any ideas for creative category names, or you just want to tell me some of your favorite bad guys, I would love to read it. So leave that in a comment down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.